Girl, it's what I heard. Allegedly, it's just the word. Allegedly, it's on the street. Allegedly, I sing to the beat. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly.
Oh, Lord, we have 3 episodes of Carlos Thick Tongue King to get through. This is going to be painful. The first episode is the making of Carlos King, since he's been named one of Hollywood Reporter's top power players in unscripted television. Top power players? I'll give him verse power player at best. So we taking it back to Detroit, Michigan, and his mama was the original housewife. His mama name is Gail King. And he's one of 10 siblings. I wonder if he was a twin. And you know how sometimes one twin will absorb the other one? I think maybe he did that and just absorbed the fetus and it all absorbed into the tongue. That happened on one of those medical shows like House or something. And he said, like Penelope Thomas Bailey, I stayed in women's business as a child. Well, at least now you making some money off of it. Now, he said the teenage girls would tell me all their business in middle school and high school. Heifer, they was telling everybody that would listen their business. You didn't have the trust. You see, you putting too much on yourself. Oh, Carlos, the women did not tell you their business because of your relationship with your mom. It was because you were a nosy sissy who didn't have anything better to do. You were able to find out about their virginity because you wasn't busy losing yours. Girl, boom. They wanted a prom date that wouldn't be grabby. So, like every gay, he was the editor-in-chief of his high school newspaper, the first guy to ever do it. But I'm like, most of my best friends were editors of their newspaper. That's what gays do. We're very high-achieving. So then he went to college for journalism and was around more women and got into more of their business. So he turned his high school newspaper into a tabloid. Oh, Lord, he said the football players would call him Big Los. So that's what his advice column was in the school paper. Ask Big Los. I think he just lying. I don't think anybody called your 5'4" ass Big anything. Big Los. Big Bus. Girl, I call you Carlos Queen instead of Carlos King, and so does everybody else. You are a queen with a Q-K-W-E-E-N. And what? Like I'm Auntie Alex. It is what it is. You better not act butthurt about it. Girl, his high school newspaper was sold out within 24 hours. Back in the day, he was getting the ratings. I'm sure. He was the most popular man in high school. Big Los from Detroit, PS1, high school. That's who you sound like right now. You sound like Yvonne from Clark, ACU. You are over 40. I can't believe you even remember high school. I don't. I got 22 days until my birthday. GoFundMe link below. But I can't remember high school. I have a flash here and a flash there, but you are just reliving the glory days, huh? He was vice president of the student council. He was on his Kamala Harris. Out of touch, I agree. Oh my goodness, but because somebody wrote in and asked him how to get the draws from 2 girls, and it was a high school newspaper, the lady who funded the paper pulled her checks. So there was no more of Carlos King's pamphlet. So he didn't know what he was going to do because he was the voice of the people. The Black Barbara Walters. You're more like a black eye. Actually, no, with your thick tongue, a black ear. So during his gap year, he read an article and Diddy was talking about how important internships were. So he knew he had to get out of Detroit if he wanted to make it big in entertainment. So in '02, he moves to Harlem. Child, we was in Harlem around the same time because I moved '06, '07. Then he got an interview at Def Jam because you know Diddy will let you work for him for free. And also got jobs at BET and MTV. And then he got a job at The View and felt like he was back in high school again, being the gossipy gay. So now we understand why your shows are locked in such immaturity. So through his internship at BET is when he got his first opportunity to be a producer for Real Housewives. And that's when he knew reality television was his calling. But now he's talking about how he used to dim his light to make people more comfortable. Okay, girl. I think the looks you getting from people and the discomfort is just from your speech impediment and the spittle spray. Everyone knew Carlos was a star, but everyone made him believe that he wasn't one. Who? And who told you you were a star? A star? I'm sorry, we saw your little late night show. And you ain't good hosting a reunion. You ain't nobody's star. Now, you've cooked up some good crap for TV. I'll give you that. I think star is a bridge too far. Oh, he said a former boss said to him, don't forget that I made you. Okay, are you talking about Andy Cohen? Get real with it. Talk truth with it. That's the only person that it could be, because who is Carlos's boss? Andy Cohen. Carlos, you 45. You've been lying, because you was just on some list of producers under 40. And if you was 25 in 2002 working on The View, then you 45 today. Oh, heifer, I knew you was longer in the tooth than me. Okay, so now he says, for the past couple of weeks, I've been dealing with a lot of people who've been attacking me. No. Kandi just told the truth, and you want to hide and dodge. Spill it. Tell your version of the story. Sit down with Kandi, because we ain't known her to ever lie. What? People are trying to get people to not appear on your podcast because I'm coming for their throne. Honey, and don't nobody see you walking up towards any throne unless you talking about a toilet. Girl, boom. Y'all on the same reality chitlin circuit. Ain't none of you getting no A-list guest stars. But I guess if you want to stay cool with Kandi, you're not going to kick it with Carlos. So he's like, I'm not going to match anyone's negative energy. I'm going to block and be blessed. Block and build. He ended it with, bitch, call me General Electric because I'm shining bright like a diamond. I don't even get a zircon's glint from you. Well, Carlos, I'm surprised you actually gave us a little bit of tea, because if you could read between the lines at the racist accusations of Andy Cohen, you would have found it interesting. Not interesting enough to listen to the whole episode, but that was him he was talking about. But the fact that you won't even address Kandi proves it's true. Don Lemon shows support for TJ Holmes amid the outing of his affair. He said, I know TJ and I've worked with TJ at CNN and have nothing but love for him and hope that he's okay. Heifer, you hope you're getting your turn. You've heard he's been humping his way through the newsroom, and you're praying he's an equal opportunity lech. And he probably is. You couldn't wait to throw your legs in the air and say, pick me. Girl, boom. Aubrey O'Day says Pauly D doesn't own a book and he didn't inspire your new song. What book do you own? Other than the Cheap Hoes Guide to Life, because you still out here pining for Rump Jr. saying that was the love of your life. It can't be the love of your life when it's unrequited. He used you as a cheap receptacle for fluids. You were a bed warmer at best and a hoe at least. And you are the least. Whoopi Goldberg has thrown down the gauntlet. She says there is a clause in her will not allowing any unauthorized biopics. The way the First Amendment works, I don't know if your will can supersede that. I mean, you can try to get some things blocked. You can. But I could see somebody telling the story of Farty, a comedian with a buzz cut. Maybe there should be something to the First Amendment where it's like, okay, freedom of speech, but no more unauthorized biopics. Or once you've done 3, that's it. Because we don't need the 8th and the 9th Whitney Houston movie because they're going to keep making them. But then again, the family's involved. That's Pat Houston's money-grubbing hands in each of these deals. It's Pat Houston propping her hologram self up. It's Pat. It's Pat. When I go to New York, I'm going to have to go to City Winery because that's apparently where it's going on. Amright was on a podcast filmed at City Winery in the city, and he said Giselle was rude to him at BravoCon. And I could see why she would be rude. The second she saw that you were a man that wasn't going to pay her no mind, she got angry and all up in her necks. She said, "Sweetie, you look so lost." But Amright, you do look lost. Child, this was a non-headline. I was actually thinking the heifer was rude because she seemed rude. But you're just confused as Vishal's sexuality. All right, well, those were today's top stories from this bottom, but I'll see you soon for something.
Alleged what? Alleged who? Allegedly. Don't blame, don't sue. Allegedly. Allegedly.